Hi, it's Jason Perico for Bianchi Honda. Trust. It's what we all think about before making a big purchase. Here at Bianchi Honda, we earn your trust while giving you a great deal. Lease the sporty and reliable 2019 HR-V LX all-wheel drive for only $198 per month. Bianchi Honda, trusted for over 50 years and still growing in our community today. That's why, around here, we Honda.
Time now for the Gannon Golden Knights Coaches Show, and well, it's a wrap-up show. Coach, welcome back.
My pleasure.
You came back from Pitt Johnstown last night, opening round of the PSAC tournament, and not the result you wanted, but also the trip seems to have taken a little while.
Well, I mean, whatever. I mean, it's Johnstown's, what, 3.5. But no, I was kind of disappointed. I thought we played a very poor first half, and just in terms of unforced turnovers, we didn't give ourselves a chance to even take shots, and they were able to score. Not even against our defense, and it's almost a carbon copy of the last time we played down there. Almost exactly the same thing happened, just careless turnovers, and they built an insurmountable lead.
And going back to Clarion and then into Slippery Rock, it seemed like you had built some momentum there down the stretch.
I mean, we've competed a lot better since we've been back from Christmas. Still very, very inconsistent from game to game. We did have a really good week. Played really well at Clarion. Played well at Slippery Rock. But Johnstown had been off there waiting for us, and there were some things that we had to do. And credit to Johnstown, we just turnovers. Turnovers is the key stat. Now we were able to turn them over in the second half, but turnovers and again. The first half, we just didn't give ourselves a chance, and foul a three-point shooter at the end of the half, with 0.3 seconds on the clock. I mean, just all that stuff. I kept thinking that we could get back in it, but that first 10 of the second half, we could never quite get it. I wanted to try to get it to 10 then, and then have 10 minutes to go from 10 down, and but we weren't able to overcome those bad possessions in that middle of that first half.
You seem to have found a lineup that you kind of liked. Is that safe to say? Not really?
It's inconsistent. I mean,
one of the big battles you faced throughout the year.
Yeah, it's inconsistency. I mean, that's every team's dealing with it, and you know you're good when you know what you're going to get from every position, every night, in terms of how they behave, in terms of how their knowledge of the game, in terms of playing together, in terms of just understanding what we're trying to do or have to do in order to be successful. And we would fluctuate. Our guys played really hard, but playing hard is not good enough. You gotta play with that IQ at all times, especially against a really good offensive team like Johnstown. And again, I thought our guys got better, but we weren't near that. We never got to that championship caliber level, which we're striving for.
Of course, you strive to get better by the day, whether that's practice or a game. And if you draw a line as to the progression, if you will, it's probably up and down throughout the year, right?
No doubt.
What would be the straightest line upward? What was the most improvement you saw?
We'd won 4 in a row, and then it was a weird year. We're never going to make excuses. It was a weird year in terms of guys. Well, Frank Webb was never in, and he was probably our best returning player. He was never in. We basically lost all 5 starters from a team that was a finalist in the league. But so we knew it was going to be a challenge, and then guys were in, guys were out, guys were in, guys were out in terms of injuries, what have you, and it really made it hard to build chemistry because everything was constantly changing. Over all my years, it's probably the most we've ever changed the lineup. But we as coaches, we did the best we could in just terms of trying to get these guys to figure out their roles and to understand how hard you have to compete. And we did that every day, just trying to put them in position. And credit to our guys kept working. We just obviously fell short.
Maybe am I taking too much when I saw Sean Colosimo got some minutes in a playoff game? I mean, had to be strides.
I mean,
he's not afraid of hard work, at least,
no,
right? You got to credit
and
that.
I don't want to just come up wrong because Sean's a wonderful kid and he'll play the rest of his time here. But we weren't expecting him to play.
Right.
And then credit to Sean. When Sean got in there, he was extremely coachable, and he did a lot of really nice things. So that's a credit to him. Now we would have hoped that some other guys would have progressed and got themselves in there, but we're a team that practices hard, and you earn your time by how you practice, and we'll continue to do that.
Well, and he did. It's just the little things. He got to a point where you could trust him not to blow it, at least, right?
Yeah, hey, he did some nice things.
Yeah.
I mean, we went at Cal with him, and could have had the Edmo game here with him. I mean, he just missed getting an offensive rebound that would have ended that game. So again, he's made himself a player, and my hat's definitely off to him.
Does it ever benefit you to look towards next year as a team? I mean, especially in this league, when you see some of the turnover to rosters from year to year.
Well, you don't know.
He's got some young guys.
You don't know. I mean, we take one day at a time, and we just try to every day in practice. We do a lot of skill work, and we're trying to develop guys. But the most important thing you can develop is your mind, in terms of understanding how hard you have to compete in a game to have a chance to win, and just how important scouting report stuff is. And again, just being consistent and being able to bring the same intensity every day. And that's a hard thing for some people. For some people, it's not. For Adam Blazek, it wasn't. Okay? For Rafael Thomas Edwards to Darius Porter, that wasn't a hard thing. That was a given. For some people, it takes time, and we get that. And we definitely, again, had inconsistency. We do have some good young players, but we have a lot to learn. Coaches, players, we have a lot to learn because we want to get back to being an elite team, and we weren't close this year.
You've got a lot more wins over your career than you do losses, but of course, seasons like this, it's part of it. So what do you learn? There's got to be something that you learn from the season.
Well, again, I mean, we've been learning the whole way. The most important people are the people that you have in your program in terms of those guys that were able to practice every day. And the most important thing that we can do is get those guys better in the postseason. We'll take a couple weeks off, and then we're back at lifting and skill work and conditioning and anything that we're allowed to do per the NCAA rules. And then we need to add to it. We definitely need to add to it. There's no doubt. We need to add to it, and we're working on that now. But the guys that we have are the most important guys in terms of getting them better, and hopefully their understanding, hopefully maturity over time. You learn a lot after the last game and how people react in the locker room. You want people that are really upset, because that means that the game really means something to them. Versus people that aren't upset, then you kind of get a little leery. How important really is this? Is it the most important thing in the world? No, it's not. But it's really important because a lot of them, it's helping pay for their college education, which is pretty expensive. I know because I put my daughter through Penn State and I'm putting her through Villanova now. So I don't have a lot of people that don't understand that work ethic. I mean, college basketball, competitive level, it's a challenge. It's a job. I mean, you get paid well. It's a job, and so again, trying to get the guys we have better, and then add to it. And now the great thing in college basketball is you can change your team real quick. You can play five. So you can change it quick. One or two guys can really add to it. Can really change, and then maturity. Depending on how guys work in the summer, and you can really change your team. And that's what we're banking on.
Coach, obviously fun isn't the product that you try to put out, but I had a lot of fun this year, so just thank you for the time. I know it wasn't the season that you wanted, but trust that you'll get to work this offseason. This is when the work begins. We stopped watching basketball.
Well, it's been going the whole year. I mean, recruiting's year round, and you win battles, you lose battles. Again, that determines a lot of things. But it's busy time. I mean, we're all over the place as we speak, and we will be.
Appreciate it, Coach.
Hey, my pleasure.